What's up, everyone? It's Unchained here, and we're going to do a little bit different video today. We're going to do an Xbox One unboxing impressions. Now, obviously, I don't have access to the Xbox One. If I did, I would be attacked by FBI agents outside my door. Instead, we're going to look at the Xbox One link from the main page here of the Xbox Guide. You'll notice it says Open Xbox One right up here. And Major Nelson pretty much opens the console up and pisses me off because I'm not him and I'm not playing it. And I'm sure it was in his contract he wasn't allowed to turn it on. But the fact of the matter is he takes all the contents out of the box. Before I open the video file here and start buffering it, I want to give just a couple minutes of my thoughts on E3 this past year. I was actually very disappointed with it. Nintendo wasn't even present because I guess they just felt like they weren't a worthy competitor. They just didn't even want to deal with Sony and Microsoft's giant consoles coming out this year. They just felt like they were kind of doing their own thing. Even though they had a Nintendo Direct episode and they did have a booth and they had a couple of games there like Pikmin 3 and I think they had, I don't know if they had playable demos of Super Smash Brothers and Wind Waker HD, but I know they did of I think it was Mario Kart. They had a couple levels. But Nintendo really didn't have much of an appearance this year, and it sucks because I love watching Reggie Fils-Aime up on the press conference floor. It's just so fun to watch the press conference, even though that most of their game announcements are predictable, if not all their game announcements are predictable. As far as the Xbox and the Sony press conferences, or Microsoft and Sony, I always say Xbox as if that's the name of the company. That's just the brand. But their press conferences were pretty interesting, and almost in the sense that they were complete opposites. The Xbox 360 press conference was essentially a washout. I don't know what they were thinking going into it. They clearly did not think about the gamer. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Kinect. Nobody cares about the fact that you can control it like a TV with a remote. Like, added functionalities like voice commands, that's cool, but that's not why I'm going to buy a console. And it really bothers me that there isn't a $400 cheaper option to just not get Kinect built into it, because I personally don't want to ever use it. I will never use it in my games. When will we ever play a multiplayer game and want to throw our hands to throw a grenade, or stick up the middle finger to taunt, or kick my feet to move? Or it's just not gonna, it's not intuitive. Like, for the Wii, it was cool because it was a good I guess, intro console for family members to play. And it just, as an adult, it's just stupid and it's irrelevant. I don't want motion sensing in my gaming. But despite the motion sensing, I guess, marketing scheme that they've had for years with their Kinect, Microsoft didn't really have too many exclusives that blew me away. They had, well, Dead Rising 3 looks like a cool one. But I'm really disappointed Titanfall isn't going to be shipping out this year. We're going to be seeing that in 2014. This year, there's just really no games outside the box that really justify me spending $500. Now, keep in mind, I will be getting the Xbox One, whether it's on day one or a month or so later. It really depends on if I can get a job, and that's proving to be a real challenge. I have the PS4 pre-ordered, not only because it's cheaper, but because inevitably I do get all the consoles because I'm a loser and I'm going to get them. But it's disappointing because the games that I'm going to be getting a lot of my friends are signing on today. A lot of the games I'm going to be getting on Xbox One are games that essentially I can play on the Xbox 360. Like let's take Battlefield 4 for example. I can get that on the 360, and I'm sure it would look that much different. I could get Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox 360, and I would have to spend $500. What was the other one? Titanfall actually is even a cross-platform game. I'm pretty sure it ships on the Xbox One and PC first, but it's also coming to Xbox 360, and I'm pretty sure Sony also has a contract so that the PS4 is going to be getting a copy. So it's not even worth getting the Xbox One at all at launch, unless you're really, really excited to play Forza, which it's just another installment. It's not going to look that much different. Don't even tell me the Xbox 360 can't run Forza 5 or whatever one we're on at this point, because it clearly looks like it can. Dead Rising 3, it's kind of a little bit more graphic intensive, so we're going to need the RAM and the GPU of the new console and all that processing power to render all those zombies. So without looking at a blank screen anymore, I'm going to flip it around and just, I don't know, let's see what's new on the marketplace while I'm talking here. But yes, Sony's press conference, I think, was a lot more entertaining. They really, really hit it to Microsoft's nuts. They not only have a cheaper console, but they're focusing more on the core audiences. I feel like the exclusives to PS4, or rather the launch games, although they're, I guess, sequels, they're more desirable. Like, I would much rather buy a PS4 and be playing Killzone Shadowfall online and messing around in Infamous Second Son than playing Dead Rising 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts, because honestly, those are the games that I would get if I got the Xbox One at launch. Now, I'm not really biased. I'm not an Xbox or Sony fanboy. I'm really just sitting in the middle, kind of onlooking. I like both consoles. I just don't know what Microsoft was doing at E3. They really were trying to market their console for a vast majority of living room space rather than a game console. Don't market a game console as an entertainment system. Don't do that. It's a game console. People buy game consoles to play video games. We don't care about the entertainment system functionalities. We don't care that Netflix, Skype, and Hulu are on the console. If it's there, that's great. I appreciate the functionality and the options. But don't market it as an entertainment box. Market it as a gaming console. And that's what Sony did, and that's what I really liked. Now, I'm not going to say that Microsoft's really in shallow water right now, because the past couple of months they've been really reversing all the bullshit that they started at E3, such as reversing the DRM and the used game policies, basically telling you that you couldn't give your friend your copy and then take it back, or you couldn't borrow their game. Basically, the way it was before is, if I had two Xbox Ones in my house and my sister had an account in the next room and I have an account in here, if I let her use a copy of Dead Rising 3, she has to pay for it on her account. I'm transferring those digital rights and I have no access to them anymore. You can only transfer them one time. So it's bullshit. Like, you can't borrow games, you can't sell them. It really slapped Redbox and GameStop in the nuts. But they reversed that, which is great. I was jumping up and down for that. I'm like, yes, Microsoft, you finally redeemed yourselves. I don't know what you were thinking to begin with. I don't know who you thought would really care about this. People that have used Steam for years, like PC gamers in general, like, okay, they're used to that kind of crap. They're used to basically buying licenses to games. They're not really owning games. They're not really owning their content. They're basically just purchasing licenses for things, and they can't legally sell their accounts or whatever, and everything they buy is solely linked to that account. That's fine, but I'm not playing on a PC game or a PC console. I'm playing on a game console. So basically, if I'm playing on a game console, I want to make sure that I can borrow games. I could let my friends borrow games. I could sell games. Now, truthfully, these days, I don't really borrow other people's games, nor do I give out my games to borrow that often, if ever. The biggest way that would have affected me was I would have had to, I guess, prevent buying a lot of games, because most of the games I buy are from trade-ins. Now, obviously, you got to buy games in order to have games to trade in, but most of the games I purchase are through trade-in values that I get at GameStop, because I love trading in games. I do it all the time. And previously, the Xbox pretty much would have prevented me from doing that, which is retarded. But they have reversed a lot of their policies, and I just found out, which is awesome news, as of, like, I think yesterday, that a headset will be included in the box with Xbox One. And yeah, this console's looking better and better every day. It just still sucks that it's $500, because I really don't want Kinect in my fucking console. Like, I just don't like it. But whatever. Instead of expressing my immense hatred for Kinect and the fact that Microsoft totally gets stomped by Sony in the press conferences at E3, let's go ahead and watch this video. Open Xbox One. All right, Major Nelson opens up the Xbox One. Now, one more thing I guess Xbox really did to make themselves look a lot better post E3, they also started to let indie developers self-publish their games. So that pretty much means indie games will be back on the Xbox One. It just sucks because, okay, before we actually watch this video, let me go back for 1 second. Let me go to my arcade games. Okay, now, give or take maybe 2 or 3 games that I downloaded demos for that I don't actually own, I have around 125 games in my library. None of these games are going to be playable on the Xbox One. This is ass. This is fucking bullshit. There's no reason why I can't simply, I don't know, re-download everything. Like, why can't I just go on the Xbox One, go to download history, and just download all this shit in games again? I don't understand. I have to basically keep my Xbox 360 just to play all these games. I love half of these games. I don't want to just sell my console and forget about them. I put hard money into these damn games. Look at all these fucking games. Yeah, it keeps on going. And there you go. That's the end of it. I can't play any of those games on the Xbox One. That just sucks. But you know what? I don't care, because regardless, I'm going to upgrade. It just bites, because normally I would sell my console, a bunch of the games I don't care about, and honestly, I'm pretty sure the Xbox One isn't backwards compatible, so it doesn't even matter to keep my games. Honestly, I would sell every game I have and the console to help pay for this $500 super entertainment box. But unfortunately, I'm kind of forced to keep my 360 just to be able to play Xbox Live Arcade games. So I'm kind of screwed here. But yeah, here are some of the games that the Xbox One is going to have. I gotta say, that controller just looks so sexy. I can't wait to try it out. All right, well, without further ado, let's watch this Major Nelson unboxes the Xbox One video, because that was the original intention of this whole recording. I just kind of, once I start rambling about E3, I can't stop. But yeah, all in all, I gotta say, it was a pretty worthless bunch of press conferences because it felt like there was no competition. Nintendo was absent, Microsoft failed ass, Sony stomped them, and then post E3, Microsoft really started to make a comeback. And where they are now, PS4 and Sony are kind of neck and neck. But it's disappointing because at E3, you want to feel like there's competition. You want to feel like there's good exclusive games. I mean, Quantum Break, for example. I saw no gameplay of Quantum Break. That was one of their new IPs. I think it was real on a real tight time slot. And it's confusing to me that they had such a tight time slot with their games. Like Titanfall isn't shipping this year. Quantum Break, rather, isn't shipping this year. Oh, Quantum Theory is a piece of fuck. Forget I said Quantum Theory. Quantum Break. It's weird because we all thought last year they were going to start announcing these new next-gen consoles. So, since they came out in 2013 as opposed to 2012, how aren't any of these games prepared? Like, how is there no gameplay? But whatever, I'm not going to complain anymore. So, let's watch this Major Nelson unboxes Xbox One video, and then I'm going to do a little commentation on this. Oh, Major Nelson's awesome. You're a lucky bastard for being able to open this up. All right, so that is the box for Xbox One. Now, I'm not going to have his voice over mine here because I'm pretty sure that'd be total copyright infringement. And I'm not trying to like net views or subscribers from an unboxing video for a console that I physically can't unbox. But this is essentially my impressions yesterday when I watched this video. I was like, oh, you fucking asshole. You know what really sucks about people opening up like things like this? Like, I don't know. I guess it's my fault for watching this video, but it's like it's on my dashboard. I'm kind of forced. Like, I want to watch it. I need to see what I'm getting out of the box. It sucks because it's almost giving everything away. Like, I almost want to just open the console and, like, with the Wii U, I didn't look up any unboxing videos. When I got the Wii U, I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, man, the gamepad is the same size as the console. Oh, look at all these wires. What does this do? What does this do? Now it's like when I open the Xbox One, it's pretty much going to be all this and more. Okay, what else is down here? So that's the power brick there. You get the Kinect sensor on the right. And this is the beast, the actual console itself. That thing looks so cool. I gotta say, it's expensive, but it looks pretty cool. Now, when I got really excited to check out the ports on the back, Major Nelson pretty much lays everything out for you. He doesn't actually go in depth. He doesn't show you up close, I guess, screenshots of the headset or the controller, but he does actually get a behind-the-back image of the console's ports, which is really great because I need to know how I'm going to set this thing up. Now, that's pretty much they force you to use HDMI. Now, it just sucks because he doesn't actually turn it on. He just shows you it's a Blu-ray disc drive. It's one of those auto slot things like in PlayStation 3. And what the hell is that thing on the side? I forget. Oh, that's the sync thing, that button. And here's all the ports on the back. Look how awesome this is. All right, so basically we're going to be forced to use HDMI as our method of video input. A couple of USB 3.0 ports, Ethernet jack. It's a really strong wireless N, optical outs, AC adapters, all this crap. So yeah, this console looks frigging epic. I actually can't wait for it to come out. I was happy when I found out yesterday that they're actually going to be shipping it with a headset. But I don't know, if you noticed it from earlier in this video when it was laid out on the table, it just looks like another shitty piece of plastic like when the Xbox 360 shipped. I feel like it's going to bug out once you move the wires around too much, and you're going to want to inevitably buy those Xbox One wireless headsets when they come out. But it's okay. I mean, we're getting the console for the console. It just sucks he doesn't really go in depth and show you the controller or anything like that. Oh, now he's talking about the HDMI cable. And that's a cool-looking power brick, I gotta say. That. Okay, I guess he does. I fucking lied. I'm an asshole. Okay, he does show the controller up close. He doesn't show the back of it, though. So apparently if you get it on day one, you get that little day one 2013 between the analog stick and the Chrome D-pad. It's kind of pointless. Honestly, I really couldn't care less to get it on day one. Or what. I mean, if I have the money, I'll try to get it. That's a Kinect sensor. I wonder if you're supposed to put that on top of the console, or because I know with like the Wii sensor bars, you kind of put it on the bottom of the TV or the top. But the sensor bar, I'm pretty sure you got to put on the console. Yeah, that headset just doesn't look that great. It looks, I guess, a little bit better than the Xbox 360 headset, but I don't buy the fact that that's supposed to be better quality. Oh, I can't wait to see that thing turn on. It sucks. It's like it's a giant tease. But yeah, I'm really excited for the Xbox One and the PS4. A little bit more excited for the PS4 solely because it's cheaper. But, if I have the money, I'm definitely going to pick it up on day one. I will be doing some videos on it. But until then, thank you for watching, guys. Thanks for my impressions, and I will attempt to avoid ranting about E3 in the near future because, truthfully, it could have been a much better E3. I think Microsoft just I think they need to really understand their audience. They need to know who they're trying to appeal to. The truth is they're appealing to adults and hardcore gamers. Like, I don't know. To me, Kinect wasn't very successful. I mean, if you go over here, actually, I friggin' lied. They had a Fruit Ninja advertisement. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, okay, nobody cares about this stuff. It's cool to have a little extra features in a game console, but if they make you pay for it, it's kind of disappointing. I guess I can't really complain about all this stuff because Sony actually kind of slipped under the radar that they're going to be charging for yearly subscriptions of the PlayStation Network. And that kind of was overlooked because everything else on the press conference pretty much slapped Microsoft right in the dick. So when they did that, nobody ever really heard it. No one even lifted an eyebrow. I personally heard it. That kind of sucks because the videos that I wouldn't get flagged for, the multiplayer videos, those are the ones that I was going to do on the PS4. And now it's like, oh, I got to pay $50 more a year now to do this. But whatever. The point is I'm getting both consoles. The Xbox One's looking better and better every day. Stay tuned for more videos. I'd love to give some more impressions on the Xbox One and the PS4 as we get closer to launch.